Welcome to Chapter 2, How Disinformation Spreads. Buckle up, folks. We're diving into the dumpster fire of modern media. Trust in institutions has tanked, social platforms are the Wild West, algorithms are playing favorites, and your next-door neighbor is probably sharing Russian propaganda while thinking it's patriotic news. We'll dissect 4 key culprits: diluted authority, mediamorphosis, social media algorithms, and participatory propaganda. Why? Because if you don't understand how this garbage spreads, you're already behind the curve. For those of you in the trenches, analysts, caseworkers, field agents, this isn't just academic nonsense. It's the new battlefield where investigations live or die. Let's cut through the bull. Remember when people actually believed official statements? Yeah, those days are dead and buried. Welcome to diluted authority, where your suspect trusts some anonymous Telegram channel more than your press conference. The internet's turned everyone with a smartphone into a self-proclaimed expert, making source verification a nightmare. A 2023 Reuters Institute study shows trust in news has tanked by 12% globally in 5 years. Only 42% of people trust most news most of the time. Digital News Report, 2023. No shock there. When government spokespeople and network anchors keep serving half-truths with a side of spin, people flee to the dark corners of the web for their real facts. For you analysts poring over intel reports, this means double the work with half the confidence. The days of according to official sources carrying weight are over. Welcome to your new reality, where even bodycam footage gets called staged by keyboard warriors who have watched too many conspiracy documentaries. Remember when journalists actually called sources and verified facts before publishing? Pour one out for the good old days. Now we've got mediamorphosis, where depth and accuracy got sacrificed at the altar of clicks and engagement. News has morphed from researched reports into 280-character hot takes and 15-second TikToks explaining geopolitics. A 2022 study found 59% of online articles get shared without being read beyond the headline. Let that sink in. People are spreading intel based on headline skimming. It's like filing a case report after only reading the suspect's name. For you case workers trying to track extremist narratives or analysts monitoring threat actors, this is your daily headache, sorting through an avalanche of garbage to find the one nugget that matters. By the time you've verified a rumor, it's already mutated into 3 new forms and reached half your jurisdiction. Ever notice how your suspect's social media feeds look nothing like yours? That's the algorithm bubble. Those invisible digital gatekeepers deciding who sees what, serving up content that confirms what people already believe. They've built echo chambers so perfect that facts bounce right off. A 2021 Pew Research report says 64% of US adults identify these platforms as disinformation's best friends. Why? Because anger and outrage get more engagement than boring truth. And these platforms aren't optimized for accuracy. They're optimized for keeping eyeballs glued to screens. For intelligence officers and analysts, you're not just fighting bad actors. You're fighting billion-dollar tech companies whose business models depend on emotional manipulation. Good luck getting your carefully crafted public safety message to compete with a viral video claiming the exact opposite. The house always wins, and in this casino, truth is the consistent loser. Here's a fun fact. Your witness, your victim, maybe even your partner is probably spreading disinformation right now without realizing it. Welcome to participatory propaganda, where ordinary citizens become unpaid propaganda distributors. One click, and suddenly your mom's sharing state-sponsored talking points. A 2020 Oxford Internet Institute study found 25% of users have spread falsehoods they later regretted, usually because it triggered something emotional or validated their worldview. So what's the bottom line in this cesspool? Trust in official channels is in freefall. Digital platforms are a disinformation playground with no lifeguards. Algorithms are pushing the most inflammatory content to the top, and average citizens have become unwitting agents in information warfare. For those of you writing reports, running investigations, or trying to keep communities safe, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's a fundamental shift in your operational environment. Your carefully gathered evidence competes with screenshots from 4chan. Your public safety alerts fight for attention against viral rumors. Your undercover operations can be blown by amateur sleuths with too much time and too little sense. The game has changed, and the rulebook got tossed. Stay sharp, verify relentlessly, and remember, in today's world, sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a gun, it's a smartphone with a share button. For those of you who need to justify these claims to the brass upstairs, here's your ammunition. The 2023 Reuters Institute Digital News Report on Trust Decline, the 2022 Science Advances Study on Article Sharing Without Reading, the 2021 Pew Research Center Report on Social Media and Misinformation, and the 2020 Oxford Internet Institute Study on Participatory Propaganda. Keep these in your back pocket for when someone asks why you're spending resources monitoring social media instead of real threats. In today's world, they're increasingly one and the same. Next episode will be focused on types of disinformation tactics. Until next time, keep learning and stay engaged. This is Kaede, out.